All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a story time. It's not gonna be such a long story, regardless of how long the story actually is. My explanation of it for this video here, I'm not gonna go so into depth. I could spend as much time as whatever discussing this. But my name is Evan Strong. I am the founder of In the Image Clothing Company. This is In the Image Clothing Company music, and we're gonna just. He's gonna be a fairly short little story discussion, but I'm gonna talk about my experience with classical guitars. Now, I've had 20 guitars, some steel string, some nylon string, some hybrids where it's got a radius from the factory, but it is nylon string. I've had 3/4, half-sized, full-sized, dreadnoughts, concert shape. Also, I mean, I've had guitars, plenty of them. I've worked on every one of them myself, and so I know the ins and outs of guitars pretty darn well. Now, I didn't at first, and I didn't until now. My current guitar, his name is Frank, short for Frankenstein, because the setup is a little bit different than most people would do. I've got some, I cut up my my 7th grade ID card, and there's a shim of that underneath the saddle and underneath the nut, and I rounded the frets with just a flat file, and same with the saddle, and it's a little bit put together differently than most anybody else would do it, but it's the best guitar that I've ever played. And that's my current guitar. It's a half-sized Yamaha GCS 102A. Unless it's a CGS 102A, whatever combination of order that is, that's what it is. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna just name some classical guitars that I had, some nylon string guitars. Nothing dogging on brands or the build quality or any kind of thing within these, but just kind of for reference of what I've had. I had a Cordoba GK Studio Negra. I had a Cordoba C5 CE, a Cordoba Cadet, a Cordoba Fusion 5, a Cordoba Fusion 12 Maple. I had a little thing by Fender that was like 3/4, and it was actually a hybrid. It had a radius in the saddle, or I think, yeah, in the saddle too. I don't think it would have had a radius only in the fretboard, and I know the fretboard was radiused, and so had that Fender. I had some little half-sized or 3/4 sized, I don't even know, it was a Spanish brand. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try to say it, but I had that thing. And I had a Teton, and I don't know either what that was. It was a spruce top and full-size Teton classical guitar, but its number was just a big old long numbers and letters for the model of it. So I've had at least 8. If I'm forgetting one, then cool. As far as nylon string guitars go, um, and within all that, my experience was fretboards are too wide. My experience also, but this goes just for any guitar, is that full-size guitars are too big. Because you don't want to be like this. You want to be sitting and playing. So I play half-sized guitars. Frank's a half-sized guitar. Awesome little thing. So I didn't know that, though. I didn't know that I needed that until all of this trial and error and all this experience. And sometimes it takes a lot of experience, man, to be able to have an understanding of something that's full and deep. And I definitely have a very, very deep understanding of guitars in almost every aspect of what you could even understand about them. So, yeah, I remember just how uncomfortable it was just trying to hold the neck of the guitar, just trying to pick the guitar up. Just a, full-size classical guitar with what I would say is massively wide neck. I mean, your fingers work here. They don't work here. I mean, but things I didn't know, and I just had to learn. Look at that, man. So like a wave, bro. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's like I said, I'll make it the story pretty short, pretty quick, straight to the point. But give a little context that I've definitely had my fair share of nylon string guitars, and in a lot of different ways, sizes and styles. And oh, one other thing we'll talk about for sure in this is string tensions. I played played classical guitars for quite a while within my time of having these guitars, and I had normal tension nylon strings on them. And then I don't really know why. Maybe it was just to try it, or maybe it was like I don't really know exactly what happened to get me. Honestly, I don't. I mean, because I'd love to say it if I knew, because I was praying through it, trying to figure out what to do, and I don't know exactly what why this came about. But I ended up buying hard tension strings at one point, and then I kind of just like started using those for a good while, and that was a mistake. The great thing about low tension strings is, well, the thing with our hands is we want them as free moving as we can. So no matter what you want with sound quality, or what you want with how sharp the attack sounds, or how, whatever you can get into with the difference between hard tension and normal tension, the least amount of tension we can have in our hands, the easier they're going to move. And so regular tension, normal tension, whatever word you want to use, nylon strings are just amazing, and that's what we need for the hand health, for the whole body's health, because the hand is essentially the shoulder, and it travels through the rest of the body. What your hands are doing with these little things that we do, these fine motor skills, these little tiny things within, especially fingerstyle guitar. So yeah, that's just about all I'm going to say for my experience with nylon strings, just to give a little bit of context, a little bit of background, because I'm a fingerstyle guitarist and I play this little guitar that I have and I love it. So, yeah, that's it. Just some context. And we'll get into talking about whatever we get into talking about as time goes on. I'm going to just continue to play guitar, and yeah. So, there you go. I guess just, yeah, a little bit of like, if you don't know, then at least now you have my words to be able to know some of these things. I'll touch on the points, and then we'll wrap this up. Full size guitars, too big for every human, unless you're very abnormally large, like very abnormally large. So half size guitar is the ideal. The fretboard on classical guitars, Frank's fretboard, my current guitar, I think it's 48 millimeters wide. And so I love that. That's probably like the ideal width, um, out of personal experience. Just, I mean, you get wider and your hands don't work out here. They work in line. So, but then you get too narrow and nylon strings are decently thick. And so you have to be able to get your fingers between them without them buzzing against your fingers to like, that'll stop the string from vibrating. So yeah, those are the two biggest things. And then, I have my video that I made titled Full Nylon String Guitar Setup, where I go into everything to allow the body to work, really allowing the guitar to work for your body. And yeah, so nylon string guitars, there's just a little bit, a shortened version of my experience with them to give some context. And yeah, so cool. Definitely got experience under my belt setting up guitars, playing guitars, and just like I mentioned, pretty much any possible avenue you could come at understanding what a guitar is. I got a pretty decent amount of experience with that out of personal hands-on experience. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say for this video. And then as things come, things will come. So I just want to express my gratitude for Frank, dude. That little guitar. Oh man, because that's like, you know, it's my 20th guitar, 20th, and I had to have. Well, I mean, I didn't necessarily have to have that many guitars to learn what I needed to learn, but I had to learn what I needed to learn, and that came through having all those. And so Frank's the thing. He's the guitar, man. Shout out to Yamaha. It's my first Yamaha guitar. It's wonderful. So today is the 21st of December, 2024. Lots of guitar stuff to come. I just got it set up like great. I don't see myself doing any more tweaks to it. I've been tweaking it for the past 2.5 days. Yeah, 2 days. Been doing a lot of adjustments to it. My nails I cut a couple days ago, a little bit too short, so I'm kind of like not even really playing very much for maybe a day or two. Let the nails grow back a little bit, because it's so important to have nails all the way to the end of your finger to support them, or else it really affects your body. And I was playing it today, and yeah, I could just feel it. I notice it. So um, I love it. Beautiful guitar. I've got uh, quite a few videos actually. So some of the we have these little guitar snippets I've been doing with Frank. So got some good videos already of playing that thing, and that's what's so cool is I haven't even played guitar in like three months, at least. It was actually July or August since I had a guitar. Pretty sure it was July. So yeah. Anyway, just so cool. So cool to see like the fruits of the labor, and to see going through all that, see what I've really learned, and now it comes through my playing. I am really good at guitar, and just because I'm supposed to be playing, it just comes through me, and so yeah, that's my story as far as like how I'm gonna tell it for now within this video of my background with nylon strings. Um, like I mentioned that I was saying, I'm gonna do crazy things with nylon strings. You better believe it. Stay tuned. I'm not I'm not gonna give some kind of expectation that's not gonna be there. I'm gonna do crazy things with nylon strings. So stick around, hang out if you'd like to. And yeah, it's gonna be sweet. A lot of tutorials that I'll do in whatever way that comes about. Because actually today I did like 4 tutorials related to guitar. So that's really sweet as well. All the experience that I was able to have with all those guitars has made it so that I'm able to be somebody who can really do tutorials and, teach things in ways that a lot of other people just couldn't quite give like the depth of understanding and explanation with because of just my background with, all that I've experienced with guitars. So yeah, nylon strings, man. If you're a steel string guitar player, do your thing. But if you've never played nylon strings, try it. I mean, if you got a guitar store nearby or got someone that's got nylon strings, check out how I show to set up guitars, because you play a nylon string guitar set up incorrect, and man, you can get cramped up in about 20 seconds, and it's terrible feeling. So, try to make sure it's set up correct, but yeah, man, I'd recommend nylon strings for everybody. It's a whole different thing, man. Gives you a whole different kind of like in touchness with your guitar, and you'll see that through my playing. It's something I appreciate to just be able to experience, just to be able to play guitars at all, man. Specifically, like I'm saying, the ones that I do play. So yeah, cool. I'm ready to launch this thing, man. To launch with guitars, it's been quite the journey. It's been a big thing, dude, that I've been going through. Whole battle with music back and forth, playing and not playing, having guitars and having no guitar, having like 6 guitars at a time, and like it was just weird stuff, man. Weird because I didn't know why, I didn't know where it was going, and then now, yeah, now I have what I need. Um, yeah, my mom bought it for me, actually, Frank, for Christmas. $88 guitar, best guitar I have ever played. Yeah, it's great. So shout out to Frank, man. I feel like that guitar, like, I feel like we don't even, you know, I feel like I shout out the guitar itself, not just the people who made the guitar, because like that thing is like it's got a whole personality, man. And I mean, what comes through when I play is just as much the guitar as it is me, dude. Gotta give credit to that thing. So yeah. All right. Cool. So crazy things with nylon strings to come, man. I'm not trying to make some kind of promises or some kind of like, whatever. It's like I'm saying, right when I first got guitars, I just knew I was gonna play them for the rest of my life. So, um, yeah. No, this video also just is cool to just mention because, like, yeah, I'm gonna let my fingernails grow out for like a day at least, because you get them too short, bro, and you know, you don't want to be using your hands when they don't have their natural support. Um, yeah, so just cool stuff, bro. Just really cool stuff. So Frank the guitar, man. I was debating on bringing it. I'm looking over at it right now. It's in the other room right there. I was like, I'll bring this over in here when making this video, or just leave it here. And I felt like we just leave it over there. So you'll see it though. And there's already some videos you can go find in the Image Clothing Company music. So cool. Darn, man. It's I don't want to be telling anybody what to be doing as far as like, don't play full-size classical guitars, because I mean, do what you need to do, or what you feel you want to do or need to do, or what you want or whatever. But man, I got larger than average size hands. I'm definitely taller than average size people. Half size guitar, man, that's the ideal. And you'll see that. I'm not just making some claim, not just making some kind of opinionated statement. You'll see that as time goes on with what I do with guitars. So I'd love everybody to be open to that, and yeah, I've definitely got like room to talk, if you will, and I've got experience to where there's no one that could be saying like, this guy just doesn't know better about something like. And the reason I say that is just because I know how beneficial it is to have that small of a guitar, have a narrower nut width and fretboard width, and so, man, I mean, that's one of my like, I don't want to use the word obligation, but that's kind of the way that I can like describe it the best out of right now. What I feel like I could say with it. It's kind of my obligation to really help people see what's actually needed within guitars, setups and sizes, especially for allowing their body to work and allowing their progress to just happen. I mean, it stunts your progress by just trying to do something that your body doesn't. So yeah, my experience with nylon string guitars, I guess that's what we're gonna say for now. See this rounding here? There's a rounding to our hands when they're working naturally. They correlate with our feet, and it has to stem at the feet. Gotta lace and tie your shoes correct. Go check out In the Image Clothing Company if you want, but we need that rounding. I've had a lot of experience, bro. I'm just speaking out of experience, man. So yeah, really great to be able you know, to be, within the gospel of Jesus Christ, there's a lot of stuff like that. People who've gone before us and who have understandings and perspectives and lessons that they've learned out of things they had to go through to be able to, and stuff that we don't really want to have to go through if we don't need to, but because they did, we can learn from them. Kind of like how, we discuss just in the world, it's just talked about a lot, learning from other people's mistakes. Not that this is necessarily a mistake that we're learning from in this case, but learning from my personal experiences, something I really want to be able to share with people. I really want to be able to help people with. So, um, yeah, I really do want people to not take my advice, not take my perspective or my opinion, but take my knowledge and my experience, and at least kind of take a bite out of it. Like within the gospel, it says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good." You can't sit there and judge it, sitting back in your chair thinking you know what's up. Like, at least take what I'm talking about and nibble on it a little bit. When I say play a smaller guitar and put a radius in your fretboard and your saddle and your nut, like things like this that are, it's a little bit different than what people are saying. It's different than what people have been doing for a very long time. Classical guitars have been around for a very long time, the way that they are now. But you know, clear back when they were first made, they were just as damaging to the human body as they are today in 2024. It's the same thing. Just because people have been doing it for so long, people have also been doing stuff that's like, causing them to have, major health problems for such a long time, but then they still do it. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. So, yeah. Cool. All right. All right. Cool. Yeah, and no one's got to believe me on nothing. No one's got to like do what I do, but you know, it's just I know how beneficial it is. So, little Frank, man, that little guitar. It's funny, man. I've had $1,000 guitars, and you know, everywhere in between. The cheapest guitar that I bought to the most expensive, and this is the guitar that I need, bro. Yeah, it's the guitar that I need, and $88, bro. I mean, it's used. It's not $88 new, but you can pick one of these things up, dude, for about somewhere around $150 new. It'll arrive at your doorstep as long as you can get shipping to your house, you know, or wherever you could purchase it. Like, it's not about the expensive stuff. Cause like that GK Studio that I had by Cordoba, that thing was like I think it's about $850 guitar. So yeah, as far as nylon string guitars go, that was probably my most expensive guitar that I owned. Well, I also had, like I said, that anyway. Yeah, I've had some guitars that were right around the $1,000 range, and no joke, this little half-sized Yamaha is the best guitar I have ever played. I've played a lot, so because I've played more than I've owned, and I've owned 20. I mean, yeah, it's so cool. I think it's just really cool, you know. I mean, just it is what it is, bro. I mean, it's not like I'm doing it to prove some kind of point, you know, playing some kind of smaller guitar. And there's no opinion about what I'm saying when it comes to the health of the body because of the size and, you know, that stuff. So, darn, man. When I start talking about stuff like this, I don't, you know, I don't care really for anyone to hear my stories other than hopefully it's going to help them. So I'm not just sitting here trying to like tell a story for the sake of like me. I want people to hear what I'm saying because, oh man, I've just seen it from all ends, bro. I mean, you know, the like the desire that comes with, you know, wanting a new guitar, and then the joy that comes right when you get it, and this discouragement that comes when your body's in pain because the guitar just doesn't accommodate for it. And then all this stuff, dude. I mean, I broke some guitars, man. I broke the C5 CE and I broke the GK, a GK Studio Negra. Dude, I broke them because I was just in such like anguish. I mean, I was just going through so much, like, it was tormenting me, man. I didn't know what was wrong. But, you know, you're playing out here, and then you're playing out here. As far as your shoulders are out, and then your hands are out. Dude, I mean, it just creates an immense amount of tension throughout your body. So, everything needs to just work in line, bro. Shoulders sit here, so let them stay there. Hands work here, so let them stay there, not out here. That's it. So, a lot of experience under my belt, bro. I mean, I'm not trying to push anything. I'm trying to help people. So, anyway, shout out to Yamaha, dude. I mean, I just bought this thing used from somebody else. I didn't even talk to Yamaha, bro. They made a good little guitar, dude. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that 2 days into it. I bought this thing 2 days ago. So, yeah, man. I think the other thing is just there's so much that we can do, you know? I mean, this guitar isn't how it was built. I mean, it wasn't built radiused, and it wasn't built to be how it is now. But it's so great, and you can just do so much to it. You can customize stuff, bro. I mean, you can make just about anything work, you know, in life for what it needs to actually be. So, that's why his name's Frank. Frankenstein. A little bit unorthodox, a little bit different than just about any other person's guitar. I mean, I doubt there's any guitar out there that's just like it as far as, I mean, maybe somebody's radiused one, but, you know, I doubt there's anyone out there that's got their 7th grade ID card cut up and stuck under the nut and saddle, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be sweet, dude. I'm not planning on changing that. I am not planning on getting like a new taller nut and saddle and trying to like change anything about that. I'm planning on leaving it like this. Like, I'm gonna show this just while I'm talking about it. Here's some, I'll grab multiple of them. I was just gonna grab one, but here's some like little strips of my, that's my ID card, bro. 7th grade. That was about 10 years ago. 12, 13 years ago, maybe. 25 right now is how old I am. So I was, you know, probably about 12 or 13 in junior high, 7th grade. So, you know, that many years later, and that's the thing that allowed this guitar to be, I don't want to be trying to wear that phrase out, but as of now, bro, that's the best guitar that I've ever played. So it's really cool. All right, there's just a little bit of story time, a little bit of like fun story, but not just for the sake of it being fun. A lot of a lot of background and stuff that can really help people if you hear. So cool. All right, I'm ready to launch, dude. It's weird. I've been playing this thing, man, past couple days, and like I'm shredding it, bro. Like I'm entirely self-taught as far as guitar goes, and I'm shredding, bro. I'm a fingerstyle guitarist, and I'm picking through some stuff, dude. I mean, I just posted a few videos today, and I was blowing myself away with what's happening. Cause that's what I've been saying, and that's how it is. Like, it's not really me. Like, it's like how good I am. It's like I'm just supposed to be playing guitar, and it just comes through me, man. It's just really cool. It's a gift I've been given, a talent. Within the gospel, we talk about that, sharing the talents that we've been given. And there's different ways that we could like discuss what talents are, as far as talents is actually like a form of like currency back in the day, but also, yeah, sharing what we've been given as far as the things that we can give to others. And so I'm gonna give a lot of people some music to listen to if you're wanting it. And it's gonna be sweet, really fun, and really, just quite the gift is really what it is. I love it. So yeah, a lot of love, man. Good little guitar, bro. So yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe there's another guitar I need to mention or something. Another like nylon string that I had. I've had a lot of guitars, bro. I mean, I have definitely have had a lot of guitars. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna say about it. My experience with nylon string guitars. It was so good to go through, man. Playing them with the flat fretboards and even all that stuff that I went through that wasn't fun to go through, but it was so good to go through. You can't really gain perspective to the degree that you can gain it without experiencing things that you wouldn't have wanted to if you had a say over. So, definitely learned a lot. I founded In the Image Clothing Company, right after all this guitar stuff. I mean, the last guitar, my 19th one before I got this thing, the last guitar that I had, right when I got rid of that is when I, was settled into founding this company as it is. And so again, just perspective I had to gain, and knowledge I had to gain, and personal experience type understandings of things, so no matter how upset I could want to be about it, or how upset I was in the time, because I was, man, it's it was intentional, it was used, it was placed, it was given to me. And we got to go through some thick stuff sometimes to be able to like receive the things that are for us. We have to be prepared for them. We have to have like a foundational readying, if you will, before we can actually be given the things that we're promised. Like I was saying, I knew I'm gonna play guitar for the rest of my life. I was saying like a few days into having a guitar. Okay, yeah, yeah, but I don't know why or how, or like, and so also that was about 2 years ago. Yeah, we're coming up on 2 years. In February, it'll be 2 years since I got my first guitar. So it would have been 2023 in February. Yeah. So that's cool, actually. 2 years, man. And I think what's weird about it is like I haven't even practiced guitar that much in that much time. You know what I mean? It's not like I've got 2 years of guitar playing under my belt. I got 2 years of tearing guitars apart under my belt and working on them and learning about them in that kind of way. So, darn, man. A lot of experience, though. Got a lot of experience, man. And I know things about guitars that just about nobody else knows. As far as like the way that I string things so particular, and yeah, I know some things, man, that again, for the sake of being able to share the knowledge, it's gonna be great. It already is great. I've already shared a lot of it within, placing it on the internet. right? It's really cool. It's really cool to be able to, yeah, I mean, we live in a time where we can do this kind of thing, you know? I mean, I can just sit here in a room in a house, wherever on the earth I am, and you can be anywhere across any other part of the earth, and you can learn from me, man, and that's great, you know? I've learned from a lot of people through videos on the internet like this. It's a really beautiful tool. Video in general is beautiful. I love it. So a lot of that to come from me. I mean, I'm not making the plans necessarily, but yeah, some things you just know, right? So cool. All right, nylon string guitars, bro. Crazy things with nylon strings, and I'm a fingerstyle guitarist, bro. I'll rip through some strings with my fingers, dude. You just wait and see, dog. I mean it. All right, thank you.